Today on my crappy tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to make your own tetrahedrons for any of your cosplay needs. You'll need some pencils, or I got mechanical pencils right here, scissors, box cutter, a ruler, some contact cement like some DAP, or if you have some barge. You can get this at Lowe's and you can buy this online. Some Bondo, and you're going to need the cream hardener. You're going to need some sort of sanding apparatus. Preferably, we're using 80 grit today, so 80 grit sandpaper. And if you do have to go to Lowe's, I suggest grabbing one of the painting sticks that you can get from there. Grab a few, and you could go ahead and make yourself a sanding stick like this, which will make the process go a lot easier having a flat surface like this. You'll need a paintbrush and a sponge of some type, a black paint, and a sort of metallic paint, so if you want to paint these silver like mine. You're gonna need a putty knife to use with your Bondo, and some Mod Podge. You're gonna need some cardboard, and depending on the size of your tetrahedrons, your cardboard might have to be bigger than this, or it will be the same size. You'll need a respirator of some sort. I got this one at Lowe's. Here's what we'll be making. This is how your pattern is going to look after we're done. So this tetrahedron specifically is 3 inches. So that's what we'll be doing today. This cardboard is roughly about almost 6 inches. And the width is more than 12 inches, which is more than enough. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and with this straight edge right here at the bottom, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to mark up 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. So you guys will be using your pencil or whatnot. I'm just using this marker so you can see what I'm doing. So yeah, so I got my 2 marks, my 1/4 inch going from the bottom, and I go ahead and draw a line through them once my ruler is lined up, and go ahead and make my mark. So there you go. So this is a bottom line, and we're going to want a center line going through the middle of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to measure over, let's see, looks like 8 inches. We'll go with 7 inches. That looks good to me. And I'm going to draw a line through these 2 points, these 2 marks. So there you go. Knowing that the dimension of my tetrahedron is 3 inches, I'm going to take my 3-inch mark on my ruler right here, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the center line. And I'll make 2 marks once it's centered. So that looks good to me. So I'll make a mark at this side, and this will be my 0. And we're going to double the dimension. So I'm going to mark my 6-inch mark right here. And that'll be my 6. And this is my 3. And there we go. So you got some more marks right there. You can see what I'm doing. So we're going to take the 6-inch mark on this ruler. Sorry, I could not say all that at once. This is too much for me. And we're going to align it with this 6-inch mark right here and the bottom line where they intersect, and line it up, and then make sure that this tip right here is just touching the center line. And once they're both lined up, we're going to make 2 marks. I always forget this part, but we're not going to forget this time. So I make 2 marks. We're going to make line. So really, it's only one mark. Sorry. So make that mark. And then we're also going to make, dang it, we're going to make a line at the 3-inch mark on the roller. So there you go, 3-inch line on the ruler. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So take your 6-inch, take it to the 0 line, make sure the 6-inch line on the ruler is directly on the intersection of the bottom line and your 0. And just make sure that this tip right here is just on the outside of the center line, just touching it. And we're going to make a line. And we're going to draw another line at the 3-inch line. So there you go. This is what it's going to look like. So there you go, the 3-inch mark right here, another 3-inch mark right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a line going through these 3-inch marks. So now we're going to need flaps for our tetrahedron because these are going to serve as our attaching points. This one's a 1/4 inch. So I planned for a 1/4 inch on the bottom. That's why we went a 1/4 inch up. So I'm going to go with that. So there we go. And these flaps are kind of going to be in like, they're going to be in a ninja star pattern. So, and I'll show you how it's going to look in a second. So yeah, as you see, I'm just drawing them in. It doesn't really matter. And then, so we're going to make a flap for this triangle. We're going to make a flap for this triangle. So since that's already measured out, boom, I got another flap. And we're going to make one for this triangle. So I got 3 flaps now. I got one right here. I got one right here. I got one right here. For this part, you could either use a box cutter or you could use scissors. And this is what you should be left with. So, pretty awesome. So we're gonna lightly score on the inner triangle. And then you can also lightly score the flaps as well. Your tetrahedron should be able to fold now. And then you're going to fold the flaps in as well. So you can just bend those over a little bit. So there you go. So this is what we'll be gluing this later in the next step, but this is a tetrahedron.